Module Overview. Creating a trauma-informed care (TICI) environment is not solely the responsibility of frontline workers. It requires systemic integration at every level of an organization. From policy to practice, leadership to maintenance staff, a truly trauma-informed organization is one that embodies the core principles of safety, trust, choice, collaboration, empowerment, and cultural humility throughout its physical environment, service delivery, leadership structure, and internal communication. This module explores in extensive detail how to build, train, and sustain trauma-informed teams and how to institutionalize a trauma-responsive organizational culture. It includes leadership principles, human resources protocols, physical environment adaptations, data collection ethics, and multi-sector collaboration, aligning with standards set by international regulatory bodies such as SAMHSA, WHO, the Joint Commission, and the National Council for Mental Wellbeing. What is a trauma-informed organization? A trauma-informed organization is one in which all staff understand the impact of trauma on behavior, relationships, and outcomes. Policies are designed to prevent re-traumatization. Leadership fosters an environment of safety, openness, and inclusion. The organization actively promotes healing, not just service delivery. This includes hospitals, schools, police departments, NGOs, social services, rehabilitation centers, faith-based groups, government agencies, and private sector workplaces. Foundational pillars of a trauma-informed organization. Leadership commitment. Leaders model trauma-sensitive behavior, fund training, revise policies, and practice emotionally intelligent leadership. Workforce development staff receive continuous trauma training, reflective supervision, self-care support, and collaborative decision-making. Policy and practice alignment. Internal policies, discipline, complaints, hiring, etc., are aligned with TIC values of equity, dignity, and fairness. Safe and inclusive. Environment facilities are physically and psychologically safe, well-lit, calming, accessible, and culturally sensitive. Screening, assessment, and referral trauma screenings are done ethically, without coercion, and linked to support services. Data-informed practice. Data collection respects client privacy and is used to enhance, not punish, service performance. Cultural responsiveness and equity. All programs are anti-racist, gender-sensitive, inclusive, and historically informed. Stages of trauma-informed organizational change. Awareness stage. The organization realizes the widespread impact of trauma and commits to change. Exploration stage. Internal audits are conducted to assess where trauma-informed principles are lacking. Installation stage. Trauma-informed leadership teams are created. Training begins. Policies are updated. Implementation stage. TIC practices are integrated into all programs, environments, and workflows. Sustainability stage. Monitoring, peer learning, and leadership renewal reinforce long-term cultural change. Toolkits to use: the SAMHSA Organizational Self-Assessment, Trauma-Informed Oregon Implementation Tools, National Council's Change Package for TIC. Building trauma-informed teams. 1. Team composition and onboarding. Recruit individuals with empathy, flexibility, and cultural competence. Provide trauma-informed orientation and role clarity. Involve staff in co-creating team norms. 2. Supervision and mentorship. Supervisors must model emotional safety, ask reflective questions, and create space for vulnerability. Encourage team learning through debriefing, case reviews, and peer consultations. 3. Team agreements. Establish shared agreements such as no blame culture, respect for lived experience, confidentiality and consent, encouragement of help-seeking best practice. Conduct regular wellness rounds, where each team member shares personal check-ins and strengths without discussing tasks.
Environmental design for trauma-informed culture. The physical and digital environments of your organization must reflect psychological safety. Use calming colors and natural lighting. Provide sensory-friendly spaces. Quiet rooms, textured surfaces, neutral sounds. Include visual cues of safety, positive messages, multilingual signs, inclusive images. Create accessible, welcoming entrances. In digital platforms, use plain language, trauma-informed fonts, and control options for users.
Trauma-informed policies and procedures. 1. Area 2, trauma-informed practices. HR and hiring include lived experience in job descriptions, conduct compassionate interviews, discipline, use restorative practices instead of punishment, client rights, offer, informed consent, choice, and voice data collection. Ask only necessary questions, secure and anonymize records, conflict resolution use, circle processes, active listening, mediation, exit interviews, include questions about psychological safety and respect. Equity, anti-oppression, and cultural humility. A trauma-informed organization must address structural trauma such as racism, colonialism, and gender-based violence. Use equity impact assessments for all programs. Hire bilingual, bicultural staff. Offer LGBTQIA+ inclusive services. Acknowledge and respond to historical trauma, e.g., slavery, genocide, oppression. Build partnerships with community leaders and traditional healers. Evaluation, feedback, and accreditation standards. Evaluation metrics. Staff, satisfaction and retention, client feedback and recovery rates, incident reporting, harassment, safety, training completion and supervision participation. Accreditation standards. Alignment. 1. Accreditation. Body. 2. Key guidelines for TIC culture. SAMHSA. 4 R's. Realize, recognize, respond, resist. Re-traumatization. Joint Commission, staff wellness, safety protocols, cultural competence, CARF, rehab services, empowerment, informed choice, trauma screening, WHO, UNICEF, human rights-based, culturally adapted, psychologically supportive services, National Council for Mental Wellbeing, integrated TIC infrastructure at all system levels. Organizations should pursue accreditation or recognition through trauma-informed certification bodies to demonstrate excellence.